A pastor, a congregation, 3 homeless theater companies, and some chefs walk into an aging church. Is this the start of a funny story or a faithful one? Stage 1 is the story of what happens when a church leaves its doors open, listens to their community, and creates a place that meets people where they are, and in doing so, creates a new faith community with new faces.
Asbury United Methodist Church approached us through the district superintendent about an adoption. Well, they had really struggled through COVID, and they were down to 10 to 20 people on a Sunday morning. There weren't many children or young families in the congregation. The church had an enormous stage, and at the time I knew that Peppermint Creek, along with many other community theater groups, didn't have a home. And so I approached Chad and I said, what would you think if we remodeled it, not just as a campus for our church, but we remodeled it as a performing arts center for a home for Peppermint Creek and the other theater groups that don't have a home?
So the invitation to come to Stage 1 and become part of this new community has been really exciting. It's allowed us to go from being sort of vagabonds leading the nomadic life to coming in and finding a community that we could share not only resources, but also start to lay down roots. So it's been very exciting for that. We've been excited to see so many new and interesting groups coming in looking to share the space and take advantage of it to grow their new creative endeavors as well.
Well, Sycamore Creek Church has had a philosophy of try it, and if it doesn't work, we'll try something else from the very beginning. So we've tried some significant things that maybe didn't work out. Like, well, we're not going to do that again. We want to make sure that our partners are on board, but it's about reaching out to the community. If we're not reaching out to the community, then we've kind of missed our mark.
From the instant you step in the building, it's open. Like it's a performing arts center, it's a kitchen, it's an event space. It's a place where people can go to fulfill their ideas, and nothing's gonna get shot down unless you have a really good reason not to.
So that allowed me to get a retail food license, so I'm able to actually sell my products in vendor events and retail establishments and stuff like that. The exposure of being part of the church has been amazing. They try to include us in all the different events, whether that's just inviting us to the events or asking us to provide some refreshments.
I see visioning as kind of a puzzle, except that the pieces can be put together in different ways to make different pictures. And the best way to have the most possibility or most creativity in the process of visioning is to have more pieces on the table. The only way you get more pieces on the table is to build more relationships. You put resources, you put people, you put their dreams, their visions, their needs all on the table, and then you start to piece them together in your imagination, and it creates a sort of coherent picture, which is a vision. And it's really easy to get caught up in all of the bells and whistles here in this building. But really underneath all of that is relationship building. And when you build the relationships, you come to care about the things that those people care about. You come to desire or see how do the resources that we have meet the needs of the people that we're in relationship with.
I think that aligns with what I think an ideal church should do. As a community service, I think having their doors open to different types of events and opportunities, because the church usually is only used on Sundays, and I think that's something they really dove into and asked themselves, how can we make this a better experience for all types of people outside of just the people that come here for the religious service? And so I think it's a great thing for them to do, and it aligns with what a church should try to be in this current day and age.
The core of trying something new is getting outside of the church and building relationships across a diverse group of people, finding out what their needs are and meeting those needs.
For us, Stage 1 is not only the space, it is the concept that community, church and arts can come together and build more community.
Having the sense of community that's here really shows where the church's values lie. There's not a lot of churches I would give a heaping amount of praise to as far as keeping with God's teachings, but this is definitely one of them. They walk the walk more than they talk the talk, and every step that you take is apparent of just how much their outpouring of support and gratitude shows. And honestly, I couldn't be happier to be a part of it.